Deputies are looking for two thieves who are behind a string of break-ins in Jessamine County. Investigators are now asking the public for help.
Sometimes it's on Facebook before we even get 97 on the scene ourselves.
A combination of a camera and social media creating problems for police responding to crashes. How people posting the pictures could end up in court.
And they promised guaranteed returns, but instead they delivered huge losses. What this couple did to trick their victims and how to avoid falling for a similar scam coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good afternoon. Their leads are starting to go cold. Tonight, deputies in Jessamine County are looking for two men they say are responsible for a string of break-ins.
The men were last seen 2 weeks ago when a deputy tried to catch up to them in his patrol car, but the deputy ended up crashing. Deputies are now releasing surveillance of those suspects. Mark Barber takes a look at the pictures in our top story at 5:30.
Deputies have been searching for the two thieves for 2 weeks, but they say their leads are starting to go cold, so they're asking the public for help. They are releasing these pictures of the getaway car, hoping it will help them catch the crooks.
Anybody that sees that vehicle hopefully will call us.
Chief Deputy Alan Peel thinks the silver Honda will lead them to the men who stole from 4 houses in Jessamine County.
And they all were on the west side of the county, and all the entries were made through rear glass door breakage.
What was taken?
Just assorted items, jewelry, cash, computer.
The burglars busted their way into the homes near Champion Trace Golf Club 2 weeks ago. Investigators say when they hopped in a car and took off, a deputy started chasing them. The deputy lost control of his patrol car and crashed. He was taken to the hospital, but today was his first day back on the job.
These suspects ran on into Fayette County from the scene that day. I think it's a very callous crime.
While deputies are asking for your help, they say they are also increasing their patrols in the neighborhood. In Jessamine County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Investigators say if they catch the burglars, they will also face charges connected to the chase that injured that deputy. Some new information tonight. Police have made a second arrest in a stolen truck case out of southeastern Kentucky. Last week, deputies found a stolen semi from Pulaski County at a home in Perry County. They arrested Ryan Stacy at that home, and over the weekend, they arrested James Everidge. The two are also accused of selling a stolen semi from Tennessee to a local trucking company.
Here we go again. Rain is back in the bluegrass, and it's just the start of a wet week. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking some rain and storms on the First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, a lot of the clouds and raindrops out there, obviously bringing along some much cooler temperatures today, so no real complaints in the temp department. But folks across southern and eastern parts of the area, yeah, you're probably complaining about rain spoiling some outdoor activity. 70 into Corbin, 76 into Frankfort, 75 Richmond and Lexington, where we've had some lighter rains. Pick out the cooler colors here. Notice how the yellow is showing up across southern parts of the area. Well, that's the area getting under the heaviest rain so far. And it's been raining for much of the day here in the south central and southern parts of the area, from around Brodhead, Mount Vernon, back to the west into Liberty, Casey County, and toward the Lake Cumberland area. Heaviest rains here right on top of Interstate 75 between Berea and London. That's a pretty good little downpour. Thunder and lightning has been reported into southeastern Kentucky. Nothing to get too excited about. Northern, northeastern parts of the area from the Mountain Parkway into the I-64 corridor dealing with some lighter rains, mainly just a sprinkle or two across most of the Lexington metro. We'll catch a little bit of a break later tonight, but as we roll forward with the focus of the forecast on how the rain that will increase will actually usher in a big decrease in temperatures, guys. We'll track that with the hour-by-hour forecast in less than 10 minutes.
Police are investigating a weapon found at a Jessamine County school today. The school superintendent says the Jessamine County Early Learning Village went into lockdown around 2:25 this afternoon. We're told when school was letting out, a parent alerted school leaders they saw a weapon in a parked vehicle on campus in plain view. Officials say no staff or students were in danger. The superintendent says the situation was handled without incident.
A judge sentenced a man convicted of causing a 2-year-old's death. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Whitley County. In June, Mark Heiden pled guilty to murder in the 2013 death of his girlfriend's daughter. An autopsy found the girl died of blunt force trauma to the head and asphyxiation. Today, a judge sentenced Heiden to 25 years in prison. The girl's mother, Trina White, was also arrested in the case. In Boyd County, a Kentucky woman on Tennessee's top 10 most wanted list has been caught. Ashland police arrested 41-year-old Crystal Bradshaw over the weekend. She was wanted for kidnapping and sex trafficking. Police say that Bradshaw kidnapped a 15-year-old Kentucky girl who was found in Montgomery County, Tennessee. Bradshaw is now awaiting extradition back to Tennessee. And in Leslie County, state police are trying to figure out what caused a deadly crash. The crash happened at about 8:30 this morning in the Rock House community. Troopers say that 61-year-old Rufus Gibson was driving south on Kentucky Highway 421 when his vehicle went off the road and flipped in a creek. Gibson died at the scene. State police are still investigating what caused Gibson's vehicle to leave the road.
They say it's a terrible way to find out about a tragedy. Officials in Pulaski County say people are posting photos of crashes on social media so fast that families are sometimes learning of their losses on Facebook instead of by the coroner or police. But the sheriff's office tells us they believe they have a solution. Phil Pendleton tells us how the photos could land you in a courtroom in a story that's new at 5:30.
Coming across a crash scene while driving, as some are snapping photos of the horrific scene.
People are taking pictures and posting it on Facebook. A lot of times before first responders even arrive there.
Pulaski's public safety director also says coroners are sometimes not the first ones to notify families when a loved one is killed.
Family members are seeing this on Facebook and so forth. They're coming to the scene and so forth, making the scenes more difficult to work than what they already are.
Sheriff's office says anyone posting photos could volunteer themselves to be possible witnesses in civil cases.
Anyone that we see taking pictures on the scene, we'll probably write their names down as a witness to the accident.
And police tell me that if you decide to take some rolling video while you're trying to drive down the road, you could actually be arrested and charged with a misdemeanor. It's called disregarding signals from the officer directing traffic.
A secondary accident.
Robinson also says sometimes people don't know exactly what they're taking pictures of.
You know, a lot of times they're taking these pictures, they think they're innocent pictures, but there may still be a body in a car and so forth if it's a fatality.
Robinson says the best advice is to use courtesy and be sensitive to the situation. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says names of those who post photos of crashes on social media will also be turned over to insurance companies for investigative purposes.
The future of the Estill County Jail is not clear tonight. The jail has been temporarily closed since last month because of bed bugs. The judge executive says that while the jail has been closed, the county has saved $1,200 a day. The jail is now bed bug free. But tonight, the county will discuss the possibility of keeping the jail closed permanently because of the savings. The issue will be discussed at the county's fiscal court hearing at 6 o'clock tonight. Anderson County's recycling program is heading for the trash. According to the Anderson News, instead of hauling household recyclables to a trailer in Lawrenceburg, those who pay for trash service can have those items picked up at the curb. The judge executive says the program will begin next April and will not cost taxpayers any additional money. The county will still recycle cardboard and operate its compactor service and tipping site for appliances.
Campus is buzzing for the first day of classes at Morehead State University. Sidewalks were crowded today as more than 1,400 freshmen made their way to classes. The average incoming ACT score is 22.2, tied for the highest in school history. MSU is welcoming students from 42 states and 32 countries.
For us, this is like a holiday, seeing everyone back and excited to be here. And the best thing at all is when we talk to students and ask them about their experience, when they tell us how helpful everyone is, how friendly everyone is, and how glad they are to be here. The campus is looking great, students are happy, faculty are ready to help, and we're glad that they're all here with us.
School leaders tell us Morehead State's most notable addition this fall are the 60 students enrolled in the brand new Craft Academy for Excellence in Science and Mathematics.
Most of us want to see our money grow and make wise investments, but there are also plenty of people out there ready to make big promises to you and steal you blind. The couple you're about to meet are doing the Hollywood hustle.
They lived in a beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills area, 2 houses down from Paris Hilton's house.
They are Alphonse Lewis and Carla Winston Ackerman, who lived a lavish lifestyle with other people's money. The pair pretended to run foreign currency trading firms named Reliant Global Markets and Eurobank. Clients said the pair appeared to be knowledgeable and promised minimal risk to investors.
Guaranteed returns, great returns, minimal risks, experienced traders, and these were just telemarketers, not really traders.
Once they got clients to invest,
they would send these investors statements, false statements it turned out, with fraudulent returns, greatly exaggerated amounts of money that the investor thought they were making.
More than 50 victims lost $1 million. Postal inspectors say due diligence is key. A simple search of the names of the firms would have exposed the businesses were not registered.
If somebody gives you a sheet of paper saying how much you made, it's a sheet of paper. I could type that up. You could type that up. That doesn't mean anything. You need to take it and look at it and compare it to the market, compare it to the newspaper.
Alphonse Lewis was indicted by a federal grand jury on wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering charges and sentenced to more than a year in prison. Carla Winston Ackerman was convicted for mail fraud and faces 2 years of probation.
Up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Kentucky is getting a federal grant to help battle the state's heroin crisis.
And there's a new presidential poll out today in the race for the Republican nomination. Bill Bryant looks at the numbers in the bottom line.
Good evening. Kentucky is getting a federal grant to deal with the heroin crisis in the state. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell announcing today Kentucky will get a major part of the $2.5 million grant. In addition, Appalachian counties in the high-intensity drug trafficking areas will get money to prevent drug abuse. McConnell praised the Obama administration's National Drug Control Policy Director for helping Kentucky with the heroin situation. As America remembers civil rights leader Julian Bond, who died over the weekend, we're reminded that he is descended from a Kentuckian who was born into slavery. His grandfather, James Bond, is buried in Williamsburg, from where he brought a cow to sell for his tuition to Berea College. That was the beginning of a legacy for a family who would become African-American educators and civil rights leaders. Julian Bond was a professor at several universities, a lawmaker for 20 years. He walked and worked with Martin Luther King Jr. and led the NAACP for many years. Julian Bond was 75 years old. A new poll out today shows Donald Trump continuing to lead for the Republican nomination for president. Trump is showing up in a Fox News poll at 25% support, more than twice the strength of second-place finisher Dr. Ben Carson. Trump has put the immigration issue front and center again, calling over the weekend for all undocumented immigrants to leave the country. The head of the Kentucky Coal Association planning to take the major party candidates for governor to an underground mine. Bill Bissett tells CN2 that Democrat Jack Conway and Republican Matt Bevin are both very pro-coal. But he says his group will continue to listen to their stands very carefully. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Some former UK basketball players are teaming up off the court.
Jamal Mashburn, Walter McCarty, Tony Delk, and Ron Mercer are the co-owners of a Dunkin Donuts Express storefront. It's inside Kennedy's Wildcat Den bookstore on Limestone. The former Wildcats say it's always fun coming back to campus, especially just in time for students to arrive.
It's an exciting opportunity just for Mash, myself, and Walter just to be back, bringing something good to the, like I said, to this campus.
The Dunkin Donuts Express is open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m.